Hi there, Brian Gerstein here from PSR Brokerage. Let's head over to the Galleria On The Park Presentation Center at Dufferin and Dupont. I'm here at the Galleria On The Park newly opened Presentation Center located at 1152 Dupont Street, which is the northeast corner of Dufferin and Dupont. I will have the pleasure of interviewing Dror Duchovny, Vice President, Marketing and Asset Management of Elad Canada, the developer for this master plan community, and more specifically on the soon-to-be-released Galleria III 31-story tower. Hi Dror, pleasure to meet you. What I would like to find out first of all is a little bit of history on Elad Canada for my clients.
Sure, thanks for having me, Brian.
My pleasure.
Elad Canada is a developer. We've been in Canada for about 20 years. We're an international developer and a national developer. We focus on master plan communities in the GTA in Toronto and in Montreal. We have currently thousands of units under construction or in different zoning stages. Galleria is our next master plan community. We're very excited about it.
And you're coming off Emerald City, which is a real pearl of a project. I'm very impressed.
Emerald City, yeah, Emerald City is in many ways similar to Galleria. It's a neighborhood that was undervalued. We took it from its infancy to where it is today. We developed over 3,000 condos there, over 9 buildings. And it's a huge success. We're just finishing construction in a year, taking occupancy of the last 3 buildings, and it'll be a wrap.
Here we are.
And here we are, yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of background. Since joining PSR Brokerage in 2014, I've had clients who have bought units in several standalone projects. I'll give you some examples. 150 Redpath Art Shop, both at Yonge and Eglinton, the Scarborough Bluffs, actually called the Bluffs, and these were all standalone projects. What I've observed, though, is that master plan developments like yours, they are really growing in popularity. So why are buyers and investors, what do they find so attractive, about the return on investments and just in general? Maybe elaborate a little bit more on what a master plan community is for my clients.
Sure. So master plan community is essentially just a larger piece of land that we are able as developers to build in phases, multi-phase development. Because of the scale of these developments, Galleria's 20-acre site, it allows us as developers to invest in infrastructure. So we're talking about roads, we're talking about retail, we're talking about amenities, we're talking about things like a park or a community center. We'll talk about it soon, specifically with Galleria. But as a purchaser buying into these developments, you're buying into the future plan over a period of, say, 10 years. So the end product is what you bought in for the first day, and that's the attraction.
Plus the timing as well. All the amenities, the most important ones, will be ready upon the completion of the first buildings coming up.
Yes, with Galleria, we are committed to open the community center before the first occupants take possession of their units. A portion of the park and retail will also be completed with that.
Right, and the community center being 90,000 square feet will be one of the largest in Toronto, which is very impressive.
Correct. The community center is going to be amazing. It's going to be an excellent amenity to the residents in this area. We're talking about a large pool. We're talking about a daycare.
It really is a city within a city, almost. In
That's
essence.
right.
Wonderful.
That's right.
Okay, so the other question I wanted to ask is that this project really defines urban renewal of Dupont, west. People are actually calling it the new Dupont. What is a spillover effect? Because I work in real estate in the neighborhood, my office at Christie and Dupont, for all the low-rise housing. Is this going to help them with their own appreciation?
Of course, what we've seen in neighborhoods we've invested in and built master plan communities, the whole area is gentrified throughout the development process. And the reason is just that when you're building a new project of that scale, you're bringing new retailers. Those retailers employ employees. They bring new type of users into those areas, and so people from different neighborhoods are starting to come, and you see new buyers, different type of buyers that want to buy into this new vision. So young professionals, downsizer, new investors, all kinds of a wider array of people in the neighborhoods around, and by that increasing the value of all today.
And that's what I love about one of the things about your project. It's not studios. We're realistic with people want space, and especially in a pandemic, it helps as well. You have a wide variety of products, 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, and I'll just have a few questions about that. The ones that my clients bought, Galleria 1 was a 3-bedroom south-facing overlooking the community center. The other one was a 2-bedroom, which had a balcony and a terrace, south-facing, beautiful units. You know, I'm very pleased for them. So I'm looking to get into Galleria III for my clients because I believe so strongly in your project and your vision, you know, in terms of that. Are we going to see the similar kind of thing, like 50% or more, 2 bedrooms or more?
Correct.
You know,
Absolutely, absolutely. We're talking about 50% of the building will be larger type units, so family-oriented units, 2 and 3 bedrooms. The way we designed the building is kind of like inside out and outside in.
Cool.
So we spend a lot of time, hours, thinking about the layouts, thinking about the efficiency of the layouts, and making sure that they're livable units. This community is about life. It's about living in a new environment that will be rich from all aspects of life. Of course, we also pay a great attention of detail to the outside and how the building facade looks, what it brings, how it connects to the area and the neighborhood. Specifically with this building, it's the flat iron building. It's got a very sharp facade with a mix of brick and metal cladding that pay tribute to the history of this area.
Actually, it's funny you should mention about history of the area because my next question covers that. Thank you for the segue into that. Now, this community has a large Italian and Portuguese community, has lots of others too, but those are the predominant ones. There's a big retail aspect coming, 300,000 square feet. So is that going to also be integrated into the community? Do you see a lot of those elements coming in?
100%, yeah. Okay. The retail was carefully designed. Every phase of the retail is carefully designed. We think a lot about ground animation. And that's kind of a big focal point for us. The retail is not an aftermath here. It's a predominant portion of this development. The retail, the park, the community center, and the residential units all have to work together as one
And you really involved the community because I know prior to that you had open meetings and the public was invited in and you actually paid attention. Now, some developers don't do that because I've worked with a lot of developers that pay lip service to that. You were not like that, and you, because of that, you were fast-tracked and the city, you know, basically approved your project without much difficulty at all, if any.
We conducted more than a year. We spent a year before we submitted the original application. We conducted nearly 40 public consultations with the public, and essentially received as much feedback as we can and try to implement all of that in the new development.
And that helps build trust in the community, and also buyers that buy into this project know that we're going to have a finished product. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. There's no concerns on that end, and people have to, you know, they're worried about the security, you know, of their investment, and that's not even in doubt whatsoever. So that's wonderful, you know. For
exactly.
that.
To that point, we've launched the first phase, the first 2 buildings last year, and within that time frame, less than a year, we already broke ground for the first phase and the community center. So we're under construction now, which, you know, it's great timing. We're on schedule. We're very excited about that.
It's tough to do in a pandemic.
and it is tough to do in a pandemic, but we're very pleased that that's what we've achieved.
Wonderful. Okay, so also next question. You have amazing access from here to the downtown core. We're in downtown, as you know, I know for sure we are because I work here. Can you elaborate a bit on the various walking and transit options and where they take you? Because my clients will no doubt be impressed on how easy it is to get downtown to the core, and because of pricing, because I know how much condos cost, we're talking about $400 or $500 more a square foot in the downtown core. You're getting tremendous value by here, plus you're not giving anything up.
Brian, that's an excellent point. The benefit of Galleria's location is that you're in downtown Toronto. You're not in the core, but you're very close to the core, but you enjoy this neighborhood feel, this lifestyle that this area can offer you, which is really attractive. In terms of transportation, we're minutes away from the subway station, Bloor and Dufferin. Main arteries, both Dufferin and Dupont have buses on them. The Up Express is just east of us, and that takes you down to Union Station, it takes you up to Pearson. The Spadina and Dupont station is another station that you're close to. Of course, we're talking Uber, Lyft, and then bicycle, walking, and maybe an important thing to mention is that the idea behind the master plan is that we give you all of the amenities at the footstep of your unit. So if you need to grocery shop, if you need to grab a nice coffee or a great dinner, it's all going to be under the building. If you want to go to a stroll in the park, if you want to do some activity, fitness activity, pool, talking about 2 pools, but one in the building, one in the community center, and the list just goes on. Geary Avenue, sorry, with a ton of great retailers coming in, from great ice cream to different restaurants and cafes. So
Also the art element, because it's very artistic oriented as well.
exactly.
Wonderful. Okay, also leading up on that point, the pedestrian-only walkway that you have, and this leads to the plaza, which is right in the middle, and the plan is unbelievable, how you have a diagonal road dividing everything up, and it's a focal point and people can group together and meet and all that. It's like a central gathering place. Now obviously that was planned, but do you almost find that it's almost going to be done so well that you're going to have to kick people out late at night because they're not going to want to leave? Like, it looks like you have an amazing plan.
So thank you. That concept was drafted as part of when we master planned this community. We spent a lot of time with different designers and architects and landscape architects to think about the overall plan and how it works together: the park, the retail, the pedestrian muse. That particular walkway that you're talking about is drawn from the Italian and European cities, the plazas, the piazzas. And the idea is, like you said, it's a gathering area, it's a gathering central focal point of the community. I think that, you know, this will naturally evolve. We'll have restaurants, cafes spilling into that core area.
Just finally, where do you see this neighborhood going 5-10 years? I know we're 10 years away from almost 3,000 residential units being completed. It's going to be an unbelievably incredible project once it's all done. But what do you think, like 5-10 years from now, what are we going to see when we come down to this area?
I mean, first of all, the Galleria development will be much more advanced and much more vibrant and happening, which will be really exciting. But the way we look at this area, I think the Dupont corridor is an untapped market within Toronto, and I think that what we'll see here is basically Queen West and King West, and what happened there in the last 10 to 15 years is what's going to happen here. I think it's going to be a night and day. But the nice thing, and it's important to think about this, the great attributes that are already here, the population, the food offering, the history, all of that is here to stay. And we'll just see an improved on the areas that needs improvement.
I don't see why you even need a car. Everything is at your doorstep, literally. So that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Dror. I really appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to selling into Galleria III, because I know I'm going to have some interested clients going to contact me.
Thank you for
so
your
much.
time.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.